Now this has been a long time coming. This is the EV6, the electric all-wheel drive GT line. So this gives you 330 horsepower and about 274 miles of range. We've had about a week with it, and I think this should probably be your first EV or your next EV. So for the EV6 being Kia's first true electric vehicle, it stands out from the crowd in both design and features. So whether you like the design or not, there's nothing on the road that looks like the Kia EV6. It's marketed as a CUV or a crossover, despite the images making it look Civic size. It's actually pretty big inside, roomy on both the front and the rear. The interior measures in at a whopping 103 cubic feet, and you got 28 cubic feet of cargo space in the trunk. That can turn into 54 cubic feet when you put the rear seats down. And speaking of the seats, they're crafted from a combination of vegan leather and suede materials that have been recycled and repurposed. The front seats offer 3 levels of heated and ventilated options, as the rear only have 3 levels of heated. Moving into the driver's side, you got dual 12.3-inch panoramic screens that give you just about everything you need to drive. One of them is a driving instrument panel, the other one is for navigation and entertainment. Both offer blue light filter, by the way, to reduce eye strain and such. The shining star of this is their blind spot view monitor. Your blind spot will appear when you're changing lanes, so you don't have to check your window. It's right there next to the turn signal. Now, the driver assistance does get marks for offering vehicle follow in stop and go traffic without having to press accelerator or the resume button. While navigating highway traffic, the EV6 reacted safely without too much acceleration or braking when vehicles cut in front of it or when they moved out the way. I never felt the need to step on the brake or step on the gas because the system was too aggressive or too lenient. The steering wheel has a heated option with cruise control and driving modes, media and phone call controls at your fingertips. Handling the audio is a 14-speaker with a subwoofer and external amp provided by Meridian. Speaking of the entertainment controls, many folks find it a bit divisive that you have to switch between your HVAC, heating and cooling, and entertainment controls on one panel and not having both at the same time. I can see where that could be an issue, but for me, that really wasn't a big deal. And then speaking of power, you have a Qi wireless smartphone charger in the center console, a total of 5 USB ports, 4 USB-C and a single USB-A, a 2-prong 110 AC outlet underneath the rear seat for like vacuum cleaners, game consoles for road trips, and an included adapter for the charging port that accesses their V2L or vehicle to load feature that allows you to charge things like smartphones, laptops, tablets, home appliances, e-bikes, camping equipment, and even charge other EVs when the car is parked. Basically turning your EV into a small generator. For those of you looking for some smart car action, Kia didn't forget about you either. You do have remote smart parking assist. You press the button on the key fob and it allows you to pull your EV6 in and out of parking spots for you. Now, outside of being an EV, you get fast performance here as well. Kia armed this with a dual motor electric all-wheel drive and a 77.4 kilowatt battery capable of 320 horsepower and 446 pound-foot of torque. This is capable of doing speeds of 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds. So all this makes for smooth and powerful takeoffs from a complete stop. This utilizes Hyundai's eGMP electric global modular platform architecture that uses an 800 volt architecture while just about everyone else is using a 400 volt system. This allows the EV6 to charge at a rate of up to 350 kilowatt and gives you up to 80% in around 18 minutes depending on the weather. Charging up to full tank will give me around an hour or probably a little bit over. Keep in mind that heat and cold can play a variable of your driving range as well. So what could be better? Well, we already talked about the range could be better and all that. But the heads-up display is a bit bare bones compared to something like the Mazda, who offers a lot more details in there. As you can see stop signs, well, the speed limit of where you are. This just shows, your speed you're going, and then blind spot alerts. And if you have navigation running, you'll see that. So there you have it. That's our 2 cents on This guy, easily one of my favorite cars I reviewed since I've been reviewing cars. Now, if you're like me, the range anxiety thing is real, and that 274 mile range with this guy wasn't as great, much as I'd love that 330 horsepower. So I'd easily trade up some of that horsepower for a little bit more range. And they do have a rear wheel drive edition, which is the next step down, also GT line, where you would get maybe about 220 horsepower, but you would get about over 300 miles of range. So that's our 2 cents. Thanks for watching, because you could have been anywhere in the world and you're here with us. We appreciate you for doing so, and see you next video. Peace.